Uh, what's good, everybody? It's been a number of days. Let me address the elephant in the room. My hair is different. And no, that is not related to the title of this video, I promise, okay? I promise it's completely unrelated. I know that's like a stigma when you go through a breakup. Sometimes people go a bit crazy, they do something drastic, they get mentally ill, they bleach their hair, color it blue or pink, and they get tattoos and a septum piercing, and then everything goes wrong. No, I promise none of that has happened. I just like being blonde, and I've spent the past couple days trying to get there without having to spend £500 doing so. My hair is pretty healthy. It's getting there. It's a work in progress. Right now we're kind of looking piss yellow, but we're going to be changing that, so I apologize for the absolutely horrendous way that I look right now. But it kind of got me thinking about some things, because it's kind of funny, because a lot of people will do this, right? They'll go through a breakup. By the way, I have not broken up with my girlfriend. My girlfriend didn't break up with me. I wish I had a girlfriend to break up with, okay? Let me put it, I'll be real. I'm kind of giving like a gay vampire right now in terms of like serving looks, and I'm 100% for that. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had a girlfriend to break up with, but unfortunately I did not. You'll see why this video is titled this. But it's one of those things, right? You do something drastic after a breakup, and it kind of got me thinking about Wuthering Waves. Stay with me on this one. It will make sense, I promise. So obviously in recent times 2.7 came out. We had the story. I loved it. If you've seen my react to the story, I cried like a little bitch. I was sobbing by the end of it. I was sobbing. I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have cried more, but I was trying so hard to like not, because I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm gonna be honest, because I ugly cry. When I cry, I'm so uglier than I already am. Right? I will start like bawling my eyes out, like looking crazy, and I'm just like, I'm not about that. Like I'm not about to do that. So I was like holding back my tears so badly, but I got really emotional by the end of 2.7, and I think I will be doing a follow-up review on 2.7 and the overall like Renacita quest. I think I have mixed feelings on like the whole thing overall, the way it was concluded, but I regardless of its imperfections, I still loved it, and I still love 2.7 and the story, and this will always have like a soft spot in my heart because of what it means, you know? Like I feel like 2.0 has really helped me in a lot of ways, personally and professionally, so it kind of meant a lot to me to see this conclusion in more ways than just the story, which I think is why I got really emotional, maybe more so than other people, but we can definitely talk about that. But obviously there is the other side of the state of 2.7 and people getting kind of frustrated with the game and contemplating if they're going to stay, if they're going to leave, hoping things get better. WuWa is kind of crap right now, all this kind of blah 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 blah. Kuro games messed up. We're getting like a lot of that at the moment, and it kind of made me think about relationships, which is what pressed me to want to make this video. One, because I haven't made a video in a few days, and two, I don't know, it's kind of I was kind of talking about it on stream, and I was like, this is actually a pretty good analogy. So for those of y'all who have been in relationships, probably about 2% of you, no, I'm kidding. Everyone who watches my content is an absolute like Chad, okay? We know you got the hottest partners around, okay? Definitely all us gacha gamers out there, we definitely have partners that we love and adore 100%. God, I wish. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, like wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. Let me reset. What was I? Bro, I love having ADD, man. It's like my brain will go on these tangents and then I forget where I was at like 2 seconds ago, and we have to do like a little bit of a backtrack. We're talking about partners, right? Imagine yourself having a partner, or you have a partner, or back in time you had an ex-partner, someone you ended up breaking up with. A lot of the times you will meet someone and you will date them, and you'll be, you know, very happy and in love with this person, right? They have like little quirks that you're like, oh, that's kind of cute, like, oh, but I love you anyway, despite like some of your quirks or your little things or some things that you do, but despite all that, I kind of love you anyway. And then a relationship might progress to the point where like maybe a milestone might hit where you have like a pretty big argument, or something's happened in the relationship that kind of lowers your appreciation for the other person, or lowers your care or respect for that person a tiny bit in a relationship, and you're like, ooh, okay, I didn't like the fact that they just did that, or, you know, whatever it may be. Maybe you got into maybe they, you know, said shit about your parents that you didn't like. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know, it could be anything, who knows, right? Some kind of argument, we've all kind of been there, that's kind of lowered your perception on maybe your partner or the other person, and you're thinking, oh, didn't particularly like that. And now suddenly all the little things that you thought might be like endearing that you overlooked because you loved them suddenly become like the problems in your relationship. I've had this before in like some situationships or even like relationships where like it's a thing you overlook, but then something happens, you kind of build up this like minor resentment for this person that you supposedly love or like are supposed to love, and suddenly all the little things bother you. It's like every little thing they do bothers you, and then you're like, why am I so angry around this person all the time? And then that's when relationships break down and you start to get into arguments for absolutely like no reason, because all the little things start bothering you that you kind of looked over before. It's like the saying of the red flags you see early on in a relationship are probably the things you'll end up breaking up over in the long term if you leave it going on long enough, right? And that kind of reminds me, is a good analogy for WuWa, unironically, right? You have this game where like, it's better than Genshin. It's kind of always been its thing. It had really good story, better story writing, cinematics that propelled it like upwards in people standing to this place, right? But people were at this place of, it's better than Genshin, it presents itself better, the combat, the team building, all of that. And that became like the status quo, and that became the norm, right? Of WuWa having this like great presented story, you know, whatever it may be, and they had these events and whatnot. And but now it's gotten to the point where that status quo has been kind of like normalized for a lot of things. And now the writing is a little bit on the wall of like, hang on a minute, where are the other stuff? Where's the events? And it's been a couple of patches now, and it's like, okay, but where are the events? It's been a while, like what's going on here? But we always say that like 2.4 was the last time we had like good combat events. But it's like even in like 2.2, it was like peak story and then nothing really else afterwards. 2.5 was kind of similar. 2.6 had like a kind of like mid-average story and like the tower defense thing, which was kind of fun. I'm gonna be honest when I say this, I don't think a single combat event that would be introduced right now would be like enough to suddenly make all the other things like disappear. Like people's like not resentment, but kind of disdain towards WuWa right now is definitely amplified because of maybe like a lot of other little things along the way, just like a relationship, right? I don't think bringing back a combat event would like change like a lot of people's minds, but I have to say I feel like 2.7 for me kind of felt like a really good conclusion. Like, oh, I finished WuWa. Like, I'm gonna be so honest, that's kind of how I felt after I played. I didn't really play for a couple days. Like, I was like, I finished WuWa. I've done it. Like, I feel satisfied with like this conclusion. This felt like a natural ending. And then I'm kind of like weirdly okay with not having anything to do. And that doesn't make me hate the game. Like, I don't suddenly feel this disdain of like everything about it is pissing me off and annoying me now. I kind of just like, okay. But I completely understand if other people were expecting more or expecting something else, because it's supposed to be the game that is better than all these others. Why is it again the hoyoification of WuWa, right? Where are the all cool events? You were supposed to be the chosen one, right? You were supposed to be the chosen one. And like I think to a lot of people it's starting to not feel that way, and I get it and I totally understand. I'm really talking about from my perspective here of like, it felt like a natural conclusion where I can like take a break for a minute while we gear up for like 2.8. I'm not expecting huge things for 2.8 either, but 3.0 obviously gonna be the big hitter probably in like what, January time, which is gonna be, well, kind of, yeah, December, January time, whatever January makes more sense for whatever it's going to be. And we get some like reruns along the way, no new characters until 3.0, which would be kind of interesting. But goddamn, I feel satisfied. There's lots of games coming out. Blue Protocol just came out. I've played a solid 10 minutes. I didn't like the first 10 minutes I played. The yap was like so boring, but I will be playing more tomorrow and hopefully getting into it, because I've heard a lot of good things from a couple of people and a lot of mixed things from others, and one person who's like, no, this game is absolute trash. So I'm gonna have a good time playing that. So if you want to see me play Blue Protocol, come on to my stream tomorrow, and I'll be streaming in the afternoon hopefully, and we can try it out. And obviously Do It Night Abyss is coming out in like 2 weeks less than 2 weeks. No, I actually think it's like almost like bang on 2 weeks, which is it's kind of close. I will be streaming it in the evening. I'm flying back from like Texas on the 27th, and I arrive in the UK on the 28th, and I'll be home by like nighttime. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get a stream in on launch day, which would be pretty darn cool. Yeah, there's lots of things happening. But no, goddamn, I just really thought about this whole like WuWa situation. Just feels like that one ex that you used to love, but suddenly you noticed all the little things around them that just kind of bothered you, and it builds up your resentment over time. And suddenly you're like, this thing's fucking shit. Kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, isn't that kind of how like the Genshin hate train kind of started? Oh, the Spiral Abyss doesn't get updated and isn't interesting. Oh, now the team building aspect is a lot more difficult because you need these certain characters to work together. Oh no, now you need all these other things. And oh no, the story kind of sucks as well. And now, oh no, like things start to build up on each other. And now we're having like people being mad at like the team aspects in WuWa, the weapon situation, right, where you kind of need SIG weapons, the new TOA, the rampant release of characters, the little optimizations in like actually building and ascending your characters, like a lot of things now piling together for some people. And some people, I've seen some people who weren't like too into the overall story and feel kind of disappointed about it, which they're perfectly valid to have those opinions of if you're one of them. But I don't know, it just feels like little things building up over time to making it into this overall feeling like an ex-partner. So no, I did not break up with my girlfriend. She did not break up with me. I wish I had a girlfriend. I just thought it was like a fun analogy to rock with. And don't worry, I'm gonna get rid of this. Next time you see me, maybe not next time, but next time I do a video like this, I should hopefully have like white hair or silver hair. One of the two, we'll find out. But I appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how bad this looks. Okay, how bad am I slaying? Am I giving gay vampire? Yeah, I hope so. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.